this is going to be take 4. The last take was real good, but we're going to do one more, and I think we'll have everything we need. Take 4.
I see the shadows dance across the wall. This house sure got big while my world got small. But I never saw things changing. And that old sun keeps going down. The echoes in this house are a lonely sound. But I never saw things changing. Now the last time I laid eyes on you, you were heading for the store to get a thing or two. You never even said goodbye. And our last conversation is so hard to recall. Hell, I'm wondering, did we ever really talk at all? You never even said goodbye. You never let out how you were feeling. You never let me know how you were leaving. You shattered all my dreams, and as stupid as this may seem, you never even said goodbye.
How long have you been writing songs?
Gosh, since you start writing them when, I guess I was like 14. I actually got into music, interested in music when I was in my early teens. And you start writing them, and you start thinking that with 3 chords you can, vent your spleen and get the whole world to understand the emotion. And the only problem at that point is maybe you don't quite understand some of the emotions you're singing about.
Did you start off writing the blues?
Oh yeah. I wanted to, I wanted to be a blues singer.
You started off down,
right
off from the very beginning.
Yeah, and haven't got any happier. I've been sitting on this suitcase with my thumb up in the air, trying to get south, but I really don't care. And my collar's turned up and my back's to the wind, but sometimes it seems like this day will never end. I need to be anywhere but here. Now it's freezing cold on this highway, but it's better than the last place, and I'll have no regrets the further I get, 'cause I'll be anywhere but here. Now the other night I dreamed about a tiny little town, and I fell in love, and I finally settled down. But at the break of day, well, it all faded away and went anywhere but here. Now it's freezing cold on this highway, but it's better than the last place, and I have no regrets the further I get, 'cause I'll be anywhere but here. dear God, if you love me, well, send me one of them chicken trucks all lit up like Christmas to stop and pick me up. I need to be anywhere but here. Well, it's freezing cold on this highway, but it's better than the last place, and I have no regrets the further I get, 'cause I'll be anywhere but here. I need to be anywhere but here.
But don't you remember the times when playing in a bar for $50 was like the greatest thought in the world?
It was very cool for a while.
For how long?
Very short period of time. No, it was a time. There was a time when you could make some money playing around here. There were a lot of people would follow you around, dance dance crowds, and they'd follow their bands around and favorite groups, and you could make a living. And then that just kind of went away.
So I think that's one of the great fallacies is that when you're new in music and it's really fun those first times to play for that $50, but then 10 years later when it's still $50 and still just as hard to find the job,
right,
no matter how much progress you've made musically, it gets sort of depressing.
Yes, it does. And that's, so you have to kind of let go. And once I kind of let go of that, things got much better. It's hard to have a private talk in this tiny little town, especially here in Molly's Cafe. But you can't keep your voice down when you talk about your dreams, and I can't hear a single word you're saying. Now you keep smiling like this is the best thing we could do. Can't you see I'm dying over here? But you say our love is strong and we'll always be together. But how can you have together when no one's near? So tell me one more time, won't you, darling? I promise I won't ask you again. When that bus takes you down the highway, tell me why won't I be alone again? Told me all about our kindred spirits and how our love is so rare. But you won't talk about the last 3 years and all the love that we shared. You make clouds in your coffee, make clouds in your heart, yet you see everything so clear. And you stir that cup like you stirred my life up, and then you drink it up and it all disappears. Well, tell me one more time, won't you, darling? I'm afraid we may never speak again. When that bus takes you down that highway. Tell me why won't I be alone again?
Have you been actually writing songs with lyrics from the very beginning when you got into music?
Yeah, that's always been, to me, the important thing. I mean, when I was introduced to music, it was songs based with lyrics. Songs, whether it be old Lead Belly tune or a folk song, whatever. It was always story based, and so that's always been important to me. I've doodled around with instrumental tunes from time to time, but to me, I mean, words, connect for me, and that's kind of the medium I use.
Did you play guitar in the first days, or what?
Yeah, I was, a remedial guitar player. I mean, I guess I kind of consider myself still pretty amateur as a guitar player, but strumming basic chords and singing. I actually got into playing other instruments to make a living. I played dobro and harmonica. You have to be very diverse in what you can do in order to keep your value to the band, to keep making money. But so I actually didn't play guitar for a long time, and it wasn't until, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, that I started getting back into playing guitar and actually getting more into music. Why I started,
What's
writing
your favorite
songs.
instrument?
Harmonica. I mean, I love playing the harmonica. I could sit around and play that all day long.
It's easy to carry too.
Yeah, it is. But it's also when the band hits hard times, you're the first one to go. So that's why playing other instruments. I was interested in playing slide guitar, and that led into dobro and pedal steel and what have you. But harmonica has always been one of my favorites.
He said he was sorry this morning for his sorry excuses last night. You keep hanging your dreams on his cold, heartless lies. Why can't you see this ain't right? He was sorry the moment you met him, and he'll be sorry with someone tonight. So pack up your dreams, walk out the door. Why can't you see the light? One more lover, one more lie, one more notch on your heart. One more heartache, one more chance. Can't you see that he'll tear you apart? He said he was sorry this evening. It's a sorry attempt to do right. 'Cause no matter what heartache he brings to your door, he knows you'll forgive him tonight. One more lover, one more lie, one more notch on your heart. One more heartache, one more chance. Can't you see that he'll tear you apart? Well, he'll say that he's sorry this evening. It's a sorry attempt to do right. 'Cause no matter what heartache he brings to your door, he knows you'll forgive him tonight. What a sorry shame you'll forgive him tonight. I find a lot of times is that when people meet you, or if like in a relationship, they might find that music to be very entertaining, very interesting, and it's really a great thing. But then a lot of times when you become closer and become in a deeper relationship, that they find out that a lot of that part of music and writing and living with it every day, everything is not so much fun.
Right. It's exactly true. There's always the, there's a lot of people out there who got married because they were in the band, and then once they got married, the wives or the spouse didn't want them in the band. And, I say the spouse, it happens on both sides. But, yeah, a lot of times the music is a draw. People think, gosh, there's this creative person or this the star kind of quality, and then they find out it's drudgery. It's very it's consuming. You find yourself putting a lot of time into it, and they don't like to share that.
It's smoky bars every night.
Smoky bars. Yeah. Phew. So yeah, I mean, I found that that was a problem. Like say, not understanding just how much you are going to put into it. And so you find yourself finally in a situation where that's not a problem, that it's understood and accepted, and it makes life much easier, But part of that, I have to say too, is me trying to get my own life in balance and understanding how much I'm going to let that consume me, because I found that my music does better when I have other input. If I just focus on music and lock myself in a room and try and write, there's nothing to write about. You just dry up.
Music is life.
Yes. So
do you have another song of life for us?
Yeah, actually, I have one a little more positive. It's a song called "First Memories of You," and it's about finding that person that kind of understood just how important things were to you. I remember that old house down on Tulane, talking the hours away with you, muffins and tea and sheer ecstasy. It's my first memories of you. There were catwalks and dobros and canoes by the brazos, and walks in the cool Frisco air. And all of those days show me the way to a lifetime of memories with you. I spent my first lifetime rambling, drifting like those old desert sands. And I couldn't flee my destiny of a life on the old Rio Grande. Now life has a way of coming full circle. I can see it in a sweet baby's eyes, and each of her smiles rolls back the miles to my first memories of you. There were catwalks and dobros and canoes by the brazos, and walks in the cool Frisco air. Now all of those days show me the way to a lifetime of memories with you. I've had good times and bad, but the best that I've had were the ones standing right next to you. And all of those days show me the way to a lifetime of memories with you.
Music is in the early days when you're in music, it's always such a great, fabulous thought to be playing music and doing it. But as you get into it and you move on down the road, there's lots of ups and downs, there's lots of problems. And I think it's like any other thing you're in life. You find out that the good times come and go. And what do you think has been one of your lowest points in music? I mean, as far as really being something that made you question why you were doing music.
Well, I think one thing that was kind of interesting to me in earlier years, as I was, doing other things for a living, I always believed that if you just worked hard, things would happen. I worked hard. I became, a good carpenter. I became a foreman, a superintendent. You just worked hard and you accomplished these things. That was my motto. You just work hard and it happens. And I found myself, when I found myself not being content with what I was doing and knowing that I really wanted to be doing music, I honestly believed that if you just worked hard at it, things would happen. And so, the lowest point is when you realize no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard, you can, work at your instrument, you can work at writing songs, all these things, nothing may happen. And, that was very hard for me to handle. It was quite a reality check. There's something on my mind. It's been praying for a long, long time. And I've tried to tell you, but every time that I try, oh, the words just seem so dry. Now what can I do? Every night it's a different situation, but it leads to that same frustration. I just cannot seem to reach you. But I know with just half a chance, we could have such a sweet romance. But right now I can't even tell you how much I love you. I had a situation where like a good friend of mine did one of my songs, and he happened to be in the club one night, and she did it. She did my song, and it was such a rush to hear someone else like the song enough that they did it. They, not because you asked them or anything, they liked the song, and to hear it come back with someone else's interpretation, it was just that's a high. It's pretty exciting. And so situations like that, I'd say, are the high times, and those will kind of keep you going in music, to make it worthwhile.